All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training, number 123 on June 3rd, 2015, Wednesday, June 3rd, 2015. And guess what? We're going to be talking about today is a lot of fun stuff. We get excited about things around here, and sometimes we run off half-cocked, and and things might fizzle out and not work. But you know what? Hey, we're going to run out there. We get excited about something. We're going to run out there and check it out and see how it works and see if we like it. And then if we like it, we're going to continue doing it. And if we don't like it, we're going to get rid of it, and we're going to try something else. We're going to get a new, fresh idea, and we're going to run with that. So that's how we do it around here. We get excited and we go. That's it, period. Don't think about it. We don't worry about it. We don't waste time hashing over it, thinking about if it's good or bad or indifferent. We like it, we do it. Boom. We figure out later it's a bust. Boom. Gone. See ya. Next. That's how you do it. That's how you make success. And so today's conversation is going to be about the difference, because this is a brand new concept we just came up with yesterday. Little brainstorming session I had in the morning, both with my connection to infinite intelligence was plugged in with something beautiful into my mind, and we're going to take it and run with it. I presented it to John. He fell in love with it, and we're going to go with it. And you're going to hear about it today, whether you like it or not. All right. What do you say, John? You excited?
I can't wait to get into what Paul is going to talk about today, because I think it's a great thing. And I'm just going to kind of preface it by saying, you know, Paul and I are very big fans of Napoleon Hill. And if it wasn't for Napoleon Hill's teachings, I don't know if Paul would have been bestowed with this great new concept that he came up with, which really is just an expansion and a twist at looking at sort of time management and taking that into taking away the word week, changing it to session. As you know, Paul and I are big on changing vocabulary, changing our words from using things like the way we greet each other. And we refer to, I don't even want to say the word, but Mondays, we're changing.
That day that falls between Sunday and Tuesday.
Yes. So Paul and I want to get rid of the word week and change that to session, or a strong, A strong session. Exactly. So we're being big fans of Napoleon Hill, and on other hangouts that we've done here, I think I've probably done this same routine 3 times, at least in the last year on this hangout, about the Napoleon Hill time management system, which just breaks up your hours of the day and in which you want to spend them. Paul's kind of taken that concept to a level of actually stretching it out over a session, and then breaking down not necessarily the hours of the day, but what each day of the session should represent. So I'm just going to prefacing kind of what Paul's going to go into here, and while he gets started, I'm going to go grab my notebook and my pen, because I definitely want to take notes and get some of my ideas on paper as far as what Paul's going to be getting into here. So cool. I'm going to toss it back to you.
All right. I'm going to start off with a little bit of the difference between a strong session and a week. All right. I mean, first of all, consider the fact that you do this 52 times a year. You do this over and over and over again 52 times a year. So if you have to do this that many times, why do you want to start a brand new week? Wouldn't you rather start a brand new strong session? Doesn't that just feel more empowering? Doesn't that just give you more excitement and energy to get going? Every moan day, you want to start a week with a moan day? How about you start a strong session with a new op day, a new opportunity day? I mean, doesn't that just get you excited and get you going? I mean, what a difference right there. And you're going to do this 52 times every year, year after year. I think it's a powerful thing. Okay. And then what we looked at as well too, as with your week, and beginning your week with your moan day, what's the only thing that you have to look forward to? Is a weekend. It starts off week, it's a moan day, and whoopee, I'm going to work it all the way up to a week ending. Woo, that sounds like fun. I'm going to get a lot done with that. with a strong session that you start with a new opportunity day, a new op day, and you're looking forward to building it to a climax or a pinnacle or a celebration or whatever term you want to apply to it, you got something to look forward to here. So, I mean, that's the beginning of it all right there, is just the power behind just changing that mindset right there of 52 times a year, I'm going into a strong session. John?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Like, I think words that we use on a regular basis and the way we're taught to refer to things is really disempowering. We're referring to the 52 day, the 52 sessions of the year, as I'm going to really get myself in the habit of referring to them this way. And we're taught to refer to that as week. What kind of ideas and thoughts does that word like conjure up in someone's mind? When you call somebody weak, it's because, there's something weak about them, something not right with them, something scrawny or, disempowered about that person. It's an adjective to describe a fault, if you will. So the fact that we're describing the days of our lives in terms of weeks and getting up and referring to the start of each new day as morning, it's really kind of disempowering. And to me, it's mainly the English language, but it's almost as if our culture just wants us to kind of be negative. And I actually kind of think that that's partially true, but it's been going on for so long that no one even really truly realizes it. And Paul and I kind of stumbled into this, and this might sound like goofy stuff to a lot of people, but if you get in the habit of changing your words to more positive, what's going to happen is you're just going to be thinking in more positive terms. You're going to just naturally feel a hell of a lot better. So,
yeah. I came up with a term that I'm going to start using in replace of good morning. Because I hear again too, why do you want to start every day of your life in morning? I'm just starting mine with good rising. From now on, you're going to hear, hey, good rising. That's what I'm going to start using. That's the best replacement that I could come up with. So, all right. So so that's the difference between a strong session and a weak. Now, what is a strong session? How do you break down a strong session? Well, I'm going to run through the basics of it. Really, new op day is what you start a strong session with, and that really is organization day. And that's when you're going to, okay, let's look back at the last session, see what culminated out of that, what was created, what was generated, how far did things go, where did we leave off, where do we need to pick up again, what do we need to do moving forward, what needs to be eliminated, what didn't work out, what's junk, what's good, what's powerful, what's taking us forward, what are the things we need to follow up with, and doing all of that thing. So new op day is organization day, because you know what? Out of organization grows new opportunities. The saying goes that, knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power. Organized knowledge is power. So you take new op day, you make that your organization day, you organize your knowledge, you gain power, and opportunity grows. So that's what new op day is all about. The next day, Tuesday, is creation day. This is a day where you can sort of let your mind run free, and you can sort of take the opportunities that you sort of initiated the day before, and through that organization overnight, when you think about this stuff, you'll generally wake up on Tuesday morning with some of that infinite intelligence coming into your brain and feeding you some creative new idea. It could be all kinds of things. I'll get into the breakdown of that in a little bit, but yeah, creation day is Tuesday. Wednesday is preparation day. Now, you might think this falls right into place of preparation for the things that I'm going to do from what just happened in the previous days, but no, this is actually, and this is not for everybody right out of the gate, because a lot of you are starting out where you have jobs that you can't do this really. because you have to go to your job on a Wednesday. But for those of you who have the freedom enough that you can create your own strong session however you want it, for us, Wednesday is preparation day, preparation of our personal life. Because you know what? When you have a job, you got to work Monday through Friday. You've got the weekends off, right? Nothing's open. Businesses are closed. Everybody works Monday through Friday. All your business stuff is Monday through Friday. Same time you got to be at work. So if you have things that you have to take care of, what do? You got to take time off of work so you can get out there and do this stuff. And so try to squeeze it all in on Saturday so that you can at least still have a Sunday to relax with. Well, if you have preparation day on Wednesday and you can take care of all the things in your personal life, banking, grocery shopping, laundry, if you're divorced, dealing with, things that you have to prepare for the ex-wife, kids things, there's a lot of things that you have to take care of with the kids that, you have to take off time from school or from work to go visit during school hours. All kinds of these things could be taken care of on a Wednesday. And when you free yourself up in the middle of the week like this, the next 4 days of your week and going into, and coming back out into a new op day, it's super powerful. So
you said week, by the way, you meant session.
Oh my God. When you set yourself up like this in the middle of your session, and I know exactly where I said it too. It didn't even dawn on me, but I know exactly where it came out. But yeah, when you set yourself up in the middle of your session with preparing your own personal life on a Wednesday, now you go into Thursday you can use either one of these two words. You could separate them out. Thursday could be implementation day. Friday and Saturday could be execution day. They could all be, you could just use the term implementation or execution. I haven't decided which one I like yet, so just use those two terms right there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. These are action days. These are when you go out and you start making it all happen. Everything that you put together and organized on Monday, all the new stuff that you created on Tuesday, you got everything in your life out of the way on Wednesday. Now you can go out, you can kick some butt. I mean, big time butt kicking on Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. And then Sunday is celebration day. You did all this powerful stuff all session long, and you got to have a day, even God says, hey, you got to rest. You only can work 6 days and you got to take a day of rest. Well, Saturday's your day of rest, or Sunday's your day of rest, just like everybody else. And what that's so powerful with is because you know what? That's going to get, you can let loose, be excited about all the things you accomplished, but also rejuvenate, have some fun, enjoy life, be a person, be a whole person again, going back into new op day when you could get right back into reorganizing what you just accomplished. John, comments?
I think that is just really an awesome way to live your life and to enter each session with these kind of concepts. I'm going to say, a lot of people that work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, obviously it's going to be a little bit difficult to implement such a plan for your life or for your sessions because of restrictions, because of the job you have. But you could still take this approach, I think, no matter where you are in your life and what you're doing. Let's say you have a 9 to 5 job, right? And you want out of that. You don't like it. You're looking at getting into flipping wholesale real estate. So you're kind of learning to do that on the side. Well, take this approach. On new op day, I almost used the bad word there. On new op day, which Paul's basically kind of saying it's organization day where you organize your knowledge, maybe that's a good day to kind of organize a plan. Think about, okay, what does my rest of my session look like? I know I'm working 9 to 5, but hey, I've got an hour lunch break every day. Maybe you sit down for 30 minutes and you just organize some thoughts and ideas you have about what's going to take you to the next level, what's going to help you to get out of your job. When you get home, instead of putting on the TV or something, make a little time. Consider that it's organization day and organize that knowledge, organize those thoughts. You know, you could still apply these maybe in incremental levels no matter what position you're in. I think the same thing on Tuesday is the creation day. I'm on break from work. I've got an hour for 30 minutes. I'm going to create my plan. I'm going to create a marketing piece. If you're getting into wholesale real estate and you're looking at getting out letters or putting ads on Craigslist, or, you know, whatever you decided you were going to organize, is when you can spend time creating the plan. You go home, same thing, spend an hour, create the plan.
Yeah, maybe instead of spending your lunch with your cronies talking about bullshit that doesn't matter to anybody in the world, go have lunch by yourself and sit back and think about some things.
Right. You know, and just to point that out, most of the time when you're at a job that you dislike, I've been at these jobs, what do you do at lunch when you're sitting with your cronies? You're complaining about the job that you hate for an hour. I mean, what sense is there? You know, they say what you focus on expands, and what you think about most you attract. So if you think about how much you hate your job, guess what you're doing? You're just attracting more discomfort, more ill ease, and just more misery for your week. For those of you, it really is a week because you're attracting it into your life that way. So, you know, day 3, this is going to be difficult for a lot of people that don't have the lifestyle of an entrepreneur. And let me run through this real quick, Paul, because I'm going to turn this about how this applies to entrepreneurs after I relate it to your average Joe worker. But you know what? Again, you have an hour lunch. You know what? Maybe I need to do a little banking. There was like 3 bills that I've got to pay. You know what? You get on the phone. This is what your Wednesday's about, and you make your bill pays at lunchtime. You take care of those credit card payments or something. You run to the bank to deposit your check. You know, when you're off work, maybe rather than go home, this is the day you go and you prepare. So, you know, if you're off work at 5, you could still do the grocery shopping. You can still, you know, the kids need new clothes for school. You know, you just do it. You know, you take the time you have, and you could still prepare yourself on a personal level. And then I would say, you know, then Paul says after prep day.
Let me add one more thing to that on Wednesday.
Yes.
You know, what about the possibility of, I mean, do you work a regular 9 to 5 Monday through Friday? Is it possible? Ask your boss. Say, hey, listen, you know what? Can I work a half a day on Wednesday from now on, and I'll make it up by working a half a day on Saturday? Then you got 4 hours on the midweek to take care of all your stuff.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what is I'm going to point out about this is, if you take care of these personal things, right, that kind of frees up your day 4 and 5 to take actions. Again, like, you know, you've kind of spent new op day kind of organizing thoughts, organizing ideas. Then day 2, you kind of created, you know, a little plan or a little action plan, or you created a marketing piece or something. You know, you've created it. So now you have kind of a plan for yourself. Day 3, the prep day, you've gotten a couple of, you know, your chores. Maybe it starts off with just taking all those chores that you let drag into the weekend and you slam them off the plate. You know, day 4, 5, and 6 is time for you to take action. And you know what? If you're working a 9 to 5, you know what? Saturday, day 6 is all, you know, that's a day where you should be taking action. If you're at a job you hate and you're thinking about doing something different and you're schlepping it off and you're taking Saturday off, you're never going to make a difference. You're never going to make a change. Your life's never going to be different. It's never going to be better. You got to make Saturday an action day. And that's why I say, you know what? If you do some of the preparation stuff that Paul talked about on a Wednesday, that frees up your Saturday, you know. And then 7, resting day. That's the day to just sit back, take it all in. You know, for me, resting day, and I'd imagine resting day to be a day where I can listen to personal development, because that relaxes me. I enjoy it. Listen to personal development. Maybe if you want to screw off for an hour and watch that, your favorite channel, your favorite show. You know, if you've got cable, you've got, you know, the ability to record your favorite program. Save your favorite program for Sunday. Watch it recorded. Then guess what? You can save time by fast forwarding through the commercials. I'm just throwing ideas out here. I don't know what resting is for you guys, but resting for me is, I admit, like, there's a TV program or 2 I like to watch. Sunday's the day to do it. You know, and you don't have to feel bad about it, because this is the day you rested. As long as you spent the other 6 days kind of doing something in a manner as Paul laid out here, then you really earn a day of rest,
Yeah. I'm going to go along. I want to throw a little something in there from, wow, we're really kind of tweaking out here. I'm going to throw a little something in there from the call this morning that Brian held. That was a great call. And you know what? Sunday, your resting day, your celebration day, whatever it is, your rejuvenation day, is also a day to really be yourself. This is where, you can let yourself out and be who you are and do what you like to do. And that's what really brings it all back home and really, like I said, gives you that rejuvenating power.
Yeah, I agree. And now I'm going to bring this to entrepreneurs, business owners, self-employed people like Paul and myself. You have to have a plan like this, or you will fail as an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs and business owners I know are we're for the most part dreamers, but we can also be slightly procrastinate, like get caught up in a mundane task. And you know what? Because we don't have a set schedule to be disciplined to, meaning we don't have to, I do these hangouts with Paul because I want to do these hangouts with Paul. I don't have to. I could blow it off. I kind of blew some of them off last week, and actually made me feel shitty about it. But what I'm saying is, as an entrepreneur, when you're your own boss and you actually have that freedom, it's very important to have a plan like this, because then it's really easy when you have freedom to mismanage your time and to procrastinate or let time of your day slip by and get nothing done. Like you gotta have a plan like that.
Kind of also do things in a haphazard way where you're not really doing anything at all.
Exactly. And that's actually the exact word I was trying to figure out, is haphazard. Like an entrepreneur can have the tendency, it's really easy when you're not focused and disciplined and have a definite plan like this in place for yourself, to slip into just getting through haphazardly. And when you do that, it affects your bottom line. It affects your income. So I just want to say that, like, I think what Paul laid out here as far as an idea of a strong session, I mean, this goes hand in hand to me with kind of having a sort of a time management system. And when I say time management, I mean something kind of flexible. It's more like time blocking. And we've gotten into that in previous hangouts. And I think this kind of leads into Napoleon Hill's time management system for, once you kind of break down like your routine for your strong sessions each week, you're going to start this new op day 52 times a year, and you're going to follow a plan like this. The next thing to do as an entrepreneur, and even if you're working a job, is to kind of break down blocking times of the day for, okay, now how am I going to allocate the time in my day to kind of accomplish these organizational tasks on new op day? How to kind of, what is it that I want to create on day 2, and what time frames am I going to block off to create different things? And, same thing when it comes to prep day. All right, what do I need to get done? So the rest of my strong until the following prep day, I don't have to worry about my personal matters. I've handled it, blocking out time for that, and so forth and so on. And then 4, 5, and 6, as Paul said, I mean, this is the apex of it all. This is the climax. This is the strong end to the session. Is, all right, I'm organized. I've created a plan. I've got all my personal stuff out of the way. Now it's like boom, boom, boom. And for me and for Paul, those days really, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's about putting all the shit into action and making some freaking money. And then day 7, resting, reflection. I don't know. I love what you kind of laid out here, Paul, and that's kind of my final thoughts on that. So it's back on you now.
Yeah, you just threw a little something in there that I kind of liked. We got the new op day, we got organizational day, we got Tuesday, we have the creation day, we have Wednesday, the preparation day, and then, like you said, the implementation or the execution day, whatever. I was talking about a strong session beginning with a new op day and looking forward to a climax. Well, you know what? Actually, the I'm going to change this a little bit, because the strong session is now actually, beginning with that new op day, working towards your climax, and finishing out with the celebration, because Sunday's now the celebration, obviously. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, as you said, that is the climax. That's the culmination of the first 3 days of the session that you put together. I love the way you threw that out there. That just brought me into that. So I like that.
Awesome.
So, well, we've spent 25 minutes on this, so I think we're going to save the rest of this, because there's still, and I actually still have some work to do on this, because I only got through 2 and about an 1/8 days here of sort of outlining what John was talking about now, organizing each one of these days. And I didn't get into the idea of breaking down time frames, but we'll talk a little bit more about that too. Mine was just sort of some ideas that fall into, some categories or whatnot that fall into place for each of the days. With that, I think that this is a great thing that we're definitely implementing. It came out of my brain yesterday. We're implementing it today. And that's the way it works around here. Like I said, something looks good, something sounds good, something feels good. Do it. Do it now. Don't wait on it. And if you find out a little bit down the road, hey, well, maybe it wasn't so great after all, toss it. Get rid of it. Move on to something else. But who knows? You get into it, you start doing it. It might be the greatest thing you ever did. Could change your life forever. That's the way it works around here. So, all right, John, I guess that's why people want to sell wholesale real estate. Why don't you send us out of here?
Well, you know what? Send Paul and I a message at propertynoodlers@gmail.com. No matter who you are, what your walk of life is, we've got time for everybody. We enjoy connecting with people. I think that everybody has the potential for greatness, and I'm open to connecting with all types of people, whether you're into wholesale real estate or not. Paul and I talk about concepts that could really relate to any business you're in, or even to your own careers. There's nothing wrong getting up and going to work every day and working for someone else if you like what you do. And if you like what you do and you want to get noticed and you want to get promotions and you want to grow within your organization, concepts like this is the only way you're going to grow within whatever organization you're in. And the reason I bring that up is because, Paul and I tend to kind of beat up on a job being just over broke and stuff like that, because you know what? That doesn't work for Paul and I. But if that works for you, that's great. And, success isn't just about being your own boss and having no job and being an entrepreneur. Success is about getting up every day and with excitement, feeling good that you're going out and you're fulfilling your purpose. And if your purpose in life is to be a school teacher and teach children, and I know it's not a big paying job, but you know what? You get satisfaction and happiness and enjoyment out of that. Who is anyone to tell you you're not an absolute and complete success? But do you want to feel even more successful? Do you want to be the best teacher around? You can implement plans and strategies just like this to your life. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and end this today with the Napoleon Hill prayer that goes, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches that have been given to me at birth through the power to control and to direct my own mind to whatever ends I desire." So see you on Freedom Friday. Action day.
Today, exactly. Hey, today is preparation day. So if you have the opportunity to do a little preparing in your personal life, give it a shot. Get started today just like we are.